Ladies and gentlemen, during the morning sessions, somebody mentioned that there were two things, natives and immigrants in the technology field. Then another person introduced, and that was aliens. I belong to the third category of aliens. In fact, I create another category, aliens who take the help of natives. So I belong to the fourth category. Also in the morning, Mr. G.C. Sharma from the stock exchange, he mentioned to you, he advised us, make more money. Soch kar samajh kar. I am going to mention to you, there is no need to make money. If you do your things well, money will follow you. That's my way of doing things. Could I request all the audience here, if you could kindly put your mobiles on silent mode or buzz mode, so that for 10 minutes I am not disturbed, and I request you that you give me two things. One is your listening skills and the other is thinking skills, just for 10 minutes. I request you for that. And my piece being fixed, the only thing which can change is my speed, so I'll speed up so that I finish in 10 minutes. Ladies and gentlemen, Digital Learning Magazine has done me an honor in inviting me for sharing my views. It is heartening that they have called a schoolmaster also for the talk. Otherwise, on such occasions, ministers, vice chancellors, professors, secretaries of ministries, directors of various institutes, which we saw in the morning also, they are invited. A schoolmaster is very rarely invited. I am basically a schoolmaster, and I thank them for inviting me over. But friends, though I am a schoolmaster, but I am neither a master of any subject, nor do I know any masterly strokes to solve problems. I am not even able to master myself. I don't know how many of us can master ourselves. I compliment the owners of the magazine on the selection of the topic, shaping the next generation schools towards joyful learning. For it is in the classroom only that the future of the country is being shaped. Classroom is the nucleus of the matter, and rest are all peripheral. In Shatrughan Sinha's words, Baki sab khamosh. I hope you have heard that ad, Baki sab khamosh. Friends, the insipid manner in which teaching learning takes place in many schools, present-day schools, is beautifully captured in the poem composed by a student. Kindly pay attention to this poem and you will get the feeling what kind of teaching is going on in our schools. We read, we write, we calculate, got no choice but to participate. Of heroes we learn, old and new. Some inspire us in many ways, some one or two. Do I follow my dreams or do I follow the crowd? Do I follow with silent patience or speak aloud? Do I laugh or do I cry? Do I walk or should I fly? Do I stand out and ask them why? Or should I just shut up and comply? So friends, this is the lament of many students, and schools should take note of this. This is what the students feel, and I think if you examine your own classrooms, my experience is this, that most of the students feel this way because our own teaching is a little bit dull. Let's make it joyful, let's make it interesting. How? I will proceed further. Friends, the aim of education should be to develop a lifelong love for learning. Dr. Radhakrishnan viewed education as not just growing in size. When they come to school, they grow in size, but it is not that much material, or in knowledge, but in curiosity, courage, and confidence, in independence, resourcefulness, and resilience, in patience, competence, and understanding. Swami Vivekananda was also on the same page when he wrote, "Education means that process by which character is formed, strength of mind is increased, and intellect is sharpened, as a result of which one can stand on one's own feet." These were the views of Swami Vivekananda. Dr. Radhakrishnan also viewed this way. Friends, what will not help is assembly line mass production, as most of our schools do, casting everybody in the same mold, cannot, by any stretch of imagination, be called education. If learning has to be joyful, this is part of my topic, if learning has to be joyful, then future schooling must be custom designed to address the unique abilities of individuals and provide a positive emotional experience. Learning gives us pleasure if it is motivated from within, without any outside forces coercing us to learn. Some of the methods to make learning joyful, quickly I'll give you these points. Most of our schools are doing it also, but I'll just go over them quite fast. Giving students the choice what to study in broadly defined parameters. When human beings have a choice to make, they feel happy and satisfied about it. The second thing is, let them create things. When you create something, sense of fruition comes, sense of completion comes, sense of achievement comes. Therefore, I am bewildered by how much time students spend inside the classrooms from 8 to about 1:30, one class, second class, one subject, second subject. How much time they spend inside the classrooms? They need a break. Fresh air, trees, fragrance, and the views of different colored flowers with intricate designs can do miracles for the human spirit. Fifth point, encourage them to read good books. Children love stories. So if there is a period or something when they read story books, I think in the rest of the subjects, they will also develop interest and strengthen their capacities. Then, since morning we have been talking, I think it's an excellent thing to use technology. Children, they are natives. So they love playing with these gadgets, and they will enjoy if subjects are taught through various technologies. And then one of the points was mentioned in passing reference in the morning was change the arrangement of seats in the classrooms. Let it not be a lecture type all the time, the teacher in front, and then change into rectangular forms, circular forms, and then group discussions. It becomes more enjoyable. And then lastly, friends, I am only touching at the moment making learning joyful. I'll come to reshaping the schools in a minute. The last point on making enjoyable is have some fun together. Future schools will need to find ways for students, teachers, and administrators to take a break from sometimes the emotional, tense, and serious school day and have some fun together. Sporting events, field trips, screening of educational films, overnight camps, potluck meals sometimes, school-wide, most of the schools have uniforms, so make a change. School-wide, private dress in a day, in a fortnight, in a month, will make learning very, very joyful. At least it will not remain dull or insipid. Friends, when you and I were students, we were made to do two things, two types of drills. What were they? Drilling the subject and the physical drill. These two drills we used to do. But to me, this is only a very small aspect of education. The real goal of education is, as I mentioned in the beginning, mastery of self. If we can do that, rest of the things in the morning and in the evening will take care of themselves, whatever we have talked about. I regret to say the children come to present day school with spontaneity, insatiable curiosity and imagination, but unfortunately these diminish as they proceed through the classes. In fact, actual learning takes place when the learner is active and fully involved. Therefore, for the learner to be happy, future lessons will have to incorporate activities that are intended to stimulate thinking or promote experiential learning. Minds-on is not sufficient. Hands-on is good and learning becomes faster and more effective.
So it's already 10 minutes.
Pardon?
It's already 10 minutes. I would just request you
You want
to
me
hurry.
to skip? I think we asked the audience if you want me to skip. Anytime I will stop. But I have...
If you could just summarize it.
Pardon?
Summarize it.
It's very difficult to summarize because it is so... I wish I was a student and when a Pressy was given to me, the Pressy writing which we used to do, I would have summarized. But I have written a piece which is very coherent. But give me about 3-4 minutes. I will try to finish, please. Our present society mainly recognizes and rewards academic achievements, which in turn is based on collecting information without understanding in depth its meaning and value. There is not much emphasis on processing or drawing inferences. This is the drawback in our system of education. It is accumulation of knowledge, but there is no processing of knowledge. Inferences from information so acquired. The measuring tool is the written test. In such a scenario, the typical student is challenged for bookish information, but motivationally and inspirationally he is starved. By and large, in today's India, other qualities of people are being left in the closet. The lackluster performance of the Indian contingent at the Asian Games, we have just won 2 gold medals so far. At the Asian Games is a proof of the same. If we study the secret of success of people like Nandan Nilekani, Ratan Tata, Indra Nooyi, Bill Gates, Narayan Murthy, Sam Pitroda, and other self-made millionaires, we will find that they possess a vision. They research on the matter. They apply intuitive knowledge and process the collected information for a chosen project and finally find a workable solution. Our present system does not allow the genius of such persons to bloom. Therefore, friends, in any future system of education, provision has to be made for spotting and nurturing the innate talent of the child. Friends, recent news has been dominated by one disgrace following another. Hardly had the dust raised by Commonwealth Games settled that the infamous scandal of multi-storied Adarsh, or shall I say Anadarsh, building appeared. The ink on that had not yet dried up when the 2G spectrum scam broke out. The tsunami has not ebbed, but another storm of illegal mining and improper land allotments in Karnataka is raging. People are getting scam fatigued. The commercialism and greed for accumulating wealth has gone so deep that it will require Herculean effort to come out of this quagmire. I think you are saying that I am speaking too much, but the point which I am making, why I have said this is, the values are important. I was leading on to values, but I will not elaborate on values now, but I'll just leave this thought with you that values are extremely important. Without that, the world cannot exist. And then, use of technology has changed our life. The planners, educational administrators, they will have to, as in the morning we saw, they will have to plan out and incorporate technology into this so that it becomes more effective, please. But these values will give them inner strength so that they can face the social tensions which are coming. Now, some of the things I was wanting to mention You see these suicides these days. You see these rapes, you see these divorces, single parents. I don't know, number is increasing and the list is countless. But what is needed is we give them moral oxygen to face these situations. The next point, which I will not elaborate on, is everything will exist if we survive, and that's the environment part. So I leave it at that for you to look up and imbibe, put in the children, inject into the children the care for environment. There are so many things they are wanting me to finish. Spirituality is another one, but since I had actually requested the organizers that you give me about 20 minutes, but they said no. Friends, anyway, I will conclude, but I will conclude on them only, not on me. Whenever I come to a conference of this kind, I take it that I am in heaven. The reason is comfortable hall, good food, among good company, intellectuals discussing the progress of children and of the humanity. But they don't want me to be in heaven for more than 10 minutes even. So therefore, friends, I must exit from heaven back to earth and back to real life. Thank you very much.